What's up, y'all? What's up? Welcome to the Pugilistic Linguistic Show. I am your host, Michael Foster, the voice of reason in an increasingly unreasonable world, and I am back. Before I get started, like I say all the time, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified when new episodes drop. It don't cost you nothing, y'all. It's free. All it costs you is about 30 minutes of your time. And I appreciate you sharing that with me. But it helps me out immensely when you interact with the podcast, when you like and you share, you subscribe. It helps me out immensely. I'm trying to build up my subscriber count, so help me out here. Today is going to be a difficult one, but I feel it needs to be said. And before you go off half cocked, hear me out. I'm tired of us. I am legitimately tired of us. Now let me explain. I love my people. We are some of the most fabulously, wondrously, marvelously made people out there. We have a strength that many don't have. We have a strength that appears on accident. We don't know how strong we are till we have to be. We are America's obsession. They love to hate us, but they love us in secret. But with all that being said, I'm tired of us. I'm tired of our wretchedness. I'm tired of how we revel in our wretchedness. I'm tired of how a certain significant section, I shouldn't say significant, but a certain section of our population don't want better, don't want to do better, aren't interested in better, and their sole purpose seems to be to cause chaos and confusion. I'm tired of us. We want to sit here and rail against others who point out our flaws. And flaws is too simplistic of a word. When they want to point out our issues. And the thing is, most of our issues are self-inflicted. Most of our issues come from how we behave. We don't. And when I say we, I don't need for you to say, well, it ain't everybody. I know that. I get that. So it doesn't need to be said. It ain't all of us. But it's enough of us to where it reflects badly on us all. The same way intellectually I get that all cops aren't bad. But there are enough that are that makes me give them all a side eye. That's the way that's what I'm talking about. No, it ain't all. The vast majority of black people are homeowners, good, hardworking people who raise their families and cut their grass on Saturdays and get their oil change, whatever. But there's enough of us that don't. And that's what I mean, because quiet as it's kept, the black people who do what they're supposed to do don't know who we're encountering on a day-to-day basis. I put it out on my page that the law-abiding black people, we get it from both sides. We get it from white folk or the white folk that hate us, and we get it from our own people. There's no rest for the weary. There's no rest for the weary. And it's tiring. I'm sick of us. Far too often, we get upset when other people talk about us in a negative tone. But my thing is, how can I get mad at them when they're telling the truth? And again, it's not everybody, so I need you to understand that. But there's enough of us. They're telling the truth. We are self-destructive. The portion of the population I'm speaking about, we're like locusts. We come into an area, we suck up its natural resources, and then we just leave and go somewhere else and do the same thing all over again. I take Memphis because I used to live here. There was an area that I lived in called Hickory Hill. It was out east. For a long time, it was a part of Shelby County. It wasn't a part of Memphis proper. And it was a nicer middle-class area for the longest time. But when I lived there, the city of Memphis had just annexed that area. And again, at the time, it was still a nicer middle-class area. It was a suburban area until Memphis annexed it. And now, you would be caught dead in that area. Now, there are a whole lot of socioeconomic reasons as to why it is what it is, but the fact remains, an area that used to be nice is no longer nice. And what is the common thread? We moved in. Now, this is not going to be popular, and some of y'all going to be mad at me. I don't really give a damn, because I want you to point out the lie. Tell me where my lie is. A lot of y'all going to come out and say, that's just the way the media portrays us. And they portray us in a negative light, and it ain't. Give me a fucking break. Because while the media may, and I'm willing to concede that it may disproportionately report on when we doing something. Tell me when they made it up. Tell me what they made up. Yes, there are shootings in inner cities. Yes. Yes, there are carjackings and home invasions or whatever in our neighborhood. Yes. They're not making that shit up. Again, they may disproportionately report on it, but they're not making it up. Oh, well, every race has that element. Well, yeah, they do. But we ain't talking about them. Just because they fucked up, we can be fucked up? That's ignorant. And yes, I said it the way I meant it. That's ignorant. Sometimes we need to take care of our own. How do we expect other people in society to treat us better when we treat each other like shit? Explain that to me. Well, you rob and you kill who you live around. Yeah, I get that. That don't mean it's right. That don't mean it should happen. And people are getting tired. People are having enough of it. I'm tired of us being us. I'm tired. I'm weary of having to worry about, when I leave my house, my head's not on a swivel because a good old boy. Y'all know why my head is on a swivel. I'm not surveying my surroundings at all costs because the media is out there. You know damn well why you are. The media ain't stole shit from me, ever. The media ain't never held me at gunpoint taking my stuff, ever. The media ain't never did a drive-by in my neighborhood, ever. I can tell you who has, though. And the killing part about it, it is rampant. It's not 100% of the time. No, nothing's 100% of the time, but it's enough. And I've got friends who live in, I don't want to call them war zones, but areas where anything can jump off at a given time. And their philosophy is, well, if it's your time to go, it's your time. Oh, fuck all that. That is a fatalistic view of life. Well, if it's just your time to go, it's your time to go. What? What the hell is that all about? We need to do better. What's the answer? I mean, it starts in the home. Now, I'm not going to get into, fathers need to be fathers, which they do. I'm not going to get into, there may be more male figures, which is true. But let's attack it how it is. Even in a single parent household, parents need to give more of a damn. I had a teacher friend of mine. We were talking about just the horrors of her being in the classroom. And she was telling me about a student of hers who was a prototypical teenager who know everything and don't know shit. Who was hyper disrespectful and didn't do her work. So this teacher tells me I've been sending stuff home, emails, and calling the mama or whatever with no response all year. So now we're at the end of the year, and this kid is failing. Won't pass. And now everybody's up in arms. Now everybody want to come out the woodwork about how you doing my daughter so wrong. Well, mama, I have been emailing you and calling you since the beginning of the school year, saying that your child barely shows up, and when she does, she doesn't participate. And you never responded. And I said, well, what's the mama like? She said, the mama ain't nothing but a big version of the child. Come in with weave all down her back and patting her head because she can't scratch her scalp. Wearing booty shorts and a tank top. And her daughter's a miniature version of her. So what chance does she have? You can't tell her shit. Can't tell the mama shit. So, and then as a different level, the school never backs them up. The school on bullshit. So what chance is there? The parent ain't worth a shit. We got people, we have people in our community, grown ass men, and maybe not just men, but grown ass people talking about no snitching. Motherfucker, you collecting Social Security talking about you ain't no snitch. The fuck out of here. Really? Is this the example we set for younger generations? What chance do they have if this is the role model that they have to follow? You throwing up gang signs and you were out there with Jeff Fort back in the 50s. You should be too old for that shit. What chance? And now we got these kids out here, this teen takeover shit, where they just go out and run out and down the street and just cause chaos. 14 years old. You out in the streets at 1 a.m. What parent don't know where the hell their kid is at 1 o'clock in the morning? I'm a grown ass man and I ain't in the streets at 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, when I was coming up, there used to be a thing on TV right before the news come on at 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? Do you know where your children are? If the answer is no, why the hell don't you? That ain't what they say. That's what I added to it. Why don't you? But as soon as we want to snatch one of these little nigglets up, now I'm wrong. We need to raise our children better. But the problem is they don't know them. You can only raise a child to know as much as you do. If you a dumbass, your kid ain't got a chance. But beyond that, see, there's nothing wrong with not knowing shit. Ain't nothing wrong with being ignorant. Ignorant just means you don't know. The issue is the fact that you revel in your ignorance. You don't want to know anything. Chris Rock, I love that dude because he tells truth. There's a civil war going on. It's black folk versus the ninjas. And that ain't the word he used. But if I keep saying the word, I got a feeling YouTube is going to get rid of me. Everything white people don't like about black people really don't like about black people. And that's true. We do things differently. Don't get me wrong. We might not be politically correct all the time, and we may do things with a different type of swagger, and there may be some change. There may be some things. I get that. But at the end of the day, the things that y'all hate about us, we hate about us. And the ninjas have got to go. But far too often, they are the sum total of our experience. It's all about getting that money and whatever the hell else these cats do nowadays. We have no pride in ourselves. You say what you want about black people back in the 20s and 30s and, civil rights era. There was a pride in being black. There was a dignity in being black. Again, it wasn't 100%, but it was enough of us. There was a dignity. And maybe I shouldn't say maybe. It was necessary based on everything we faced outwardly. We had to conduct ourselves that way. I'm sure. But there was a pride. Black men were black men. They were protecting the community. That's even where most of the street gangs started. Protecting the community from outsiders. They went and got corrupted along the way, but initially that's how they started. To protect our communities from outsiders. Black Panthers. The Panthers were created to protect the streets of Oakland. Again, they got corrupted along the way, and that tends to happen, but at least initially, the nation. They were, it was religion, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, it was protecting our community. Black men were black men. Black women had dignity. You didn't see them out in the streets with their asses hanging out. Titties all over the place. They understood modesty. Now, don't get me wrong. I have nothing against, dressing sexy or whatever. I have nothing against that. But there's a modesty that you should not ever compromise. They knew how to conduct themselves with dignity in public. I'm at the airport last month, I believe. And the typical Shanae and her girlfriends come in and they get in the line. I don't know what they were doing. They get in the line. I'm in line, a different line. And turns out the line they needed was the line I was in. They went in the wrong line. Now, it's like 4:30 in the morning. So first of all, I'm mad that I'm at the airport at 4:30 in the morning, but that's a different conversation. So I'm in line, they open it up and they do whatever. So now Shanae want to come up talking about how she was there first and she needs to get in front of me. I said, to hell you will. You in the wrong line. You need to get to the back of the line like anybody else would. She want to get loud. She want to get feisty. And I refused to get loud with her. I refused. Now, real talk. Had she been a little more contrite, I might have let them get in front of me. But the expectation, then you want to get loud when I don't? And she literally wanted to fight. I told her straight up, I said, look, lady, I don't hit women, but I'll beat your ass. And I meant that. And I walked up to the counter and handled my business. I'll beat your ass. Now, would I? I don't know. Well, she had to understand, look, that little loud Shanae shit don't work with me. But that's how a lot of them conduct themselves. You can't tell them shit. Like that whole Houston rodeo thing where a whole lot of black women out there with their asses hanging out and showing things they shouldn't be showing, especially in a family setting. But if you got the nerve to tell them and point that out to them, you can't tell them shit. Now you discriminate. No, bitch, I ain't discriminating. You have no business wearing that in public. Conduct yourself better. But that's just it. That's us reveling our wretchedness. The worst aspects of black life, a lot of black people love to amplify. I'll say that again. The worst parts of black life, a lot of black people like to amplify. We need to do better. Because now how we going to sit there and talk about others talking about us when we do the shit that they talk about? What's the answer? They don't pay me enough. I don't know. I do think it needs to start in the home with this younger generation, because I mean, we grown. You know, we that bullshit is ingrained in us now. Maybe we'll grow out of it. Maybe some of us will grow out of it. Maybe not. We need to get back to having some dignity. And maybe the issue is the fact that we kind of got a little bit of status or a little bit of cash, a little bit of whatever. You know, back in the 60s and the 50s and 60s, you know, when we were all scuffling, there probably is more of a camaraderie there to where we work for each other. Now we done bought into this quote unquote American ideal, this American dream shit. Money, 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 money. That we no longer have a connection to people that look like us. Maybe that's it. Maybe we need to get back to that. Realizing if I'm not your brother, it doesn't mean you can kill me. Valuing life. There was a thing, and it was a comedy thing, but it was a guy talking to his friend in the car. And I guess the friend's baby mama was sleeping with some other dude. And the dude was like, he gonna kill the guy that's sleeping with his baby mama. And the friend is in the car. It starts in the middle of his diatribe. Like, are you kidding me? You ain't even with her. Did he do something to your kids? No. So what the hell? You ain't finna kill nobody because he's sleeping with your baby mama? Weren't you with a chick last night? Yeah, but come on, man. Acting a damn fool. And he went on to say some more stuff, but that's the gist of it. We need more of them in our neighborhood. Like, really? Are you out your mind? We just so quick to do dumb shit. You want to confront a dude that's sleeping with your baby mama that you ain't even with no more. First of all, you got a baby mama. That's the issue. That's one term I've never used in life. My child's mother, but she gets the respect that she deserves as the mother of my child. See, that little subtle shit is what I'm talking about. Do better. Do better. I'm tired of us. I love my people, but I'm tired of us. Is this the best we have to offer? Is this the best version of us? It's not. It's not. So, thank you all for listening to my diatribe, listening to my rant. We need to do better, y'all. Because if we don't, we ain't going to make it. I mean, beyond that, we have so many external forces trying to get rid of us.